As a creator, having the right equipment is crucial to creating high quality content, and I'm always on the lookout for cool and innovative products to add to my kit. This year, I've had the opportunity to test out a variety of new cameras, lenses, and different accessories. And seeing as how we're almost at the end of 2022, I thought of making this video for you guys. So if you're a photographer, a videographer, content creator, or even just curious about some of the latest and greatest products on the market, then this video is going to be for you. As always, links to all the products I'll be discussing will be found in the description box below, so you don't have to worry about writing this stuff down too. And with that out of the way, these are the best gear that helped me as a content creator in 2022. First item on this list isn't exactly a piece of camera gear, but it's been invaluable to me as a content creator. This is the Sony XM5. It's Sony's latest iteration of their wildly successful XM line of noise cancelling over-the-ear headphones. It's a complete redesign of the previous XM4s. Not that the XM4s were ugly by any means, but the XM5 is sleeker and more minimalistic, and it comes in two different colors, a black one and this sort of grayish white finish, which is what I have. The XM5 comes with a whole slew of technical upgrades too, like a new processor, multiple point connection, and better microphones to name a few. And as always, Sony's noise cancelling is really next to none. This has been my go-to headphones whenever I'm working. Next items on this list are storage devices. For my home storage solution, I bought a 14TB Western Digital MyBook storage. It's black, simple, and it's got a huge storage space. I got it cheap off of Amazon during a sale earlier this year, and it's just been extremely helpful. For my on-the-go solution, I was also lucky enough to score a 1TB Samsung T7 on a medium market sale. The T7 is a solid-state drive that has transfer speeds of up to 1050 megabytes per second. It's made of this sleek aluminum material that makes it feel really premium, and it comes in a few different colors: indigo blue, titanium gray, and the one I actually have, which is metallic red. Basically, I store all my current projects normally here. I work off of it, edit off of it, and then I transfer it over to my 14TB for safekeeping. I know hard drives aren't exactly the most exciting thing to buy, but I've had two of them fail in the past, with one of them being completely unrecoverable. So both of these storage solutions has just given me so much peace of mind. Speaking of not worrying about something, ever wondered what it would feel like to not run out of battery for an entire day? Enter the Moment 99. This is one of the latest products I got to try. It's a mini V-mount battery that's small, light, and allowed on airplanes, which matters if you need to travel with it for more professional work. I've used it for a professional shoot in Carl Zeiss and Oberkochen in Germany, and recently I've started using it for my YouTube videos as well. It's got two DTAP ports, two USB-A ports, and an LED power indicator on the side, and it's made doing these videos so much easier and fun because I don't need to stand up from time to time to replace my camera's battery, my external monitor's battery while shooting. And while it might sound trivial and not so much of a hassle, it has definitely streamlined my whole content creation process. While we're on the topic of making YouTube videos easier, the next item on this list is actually a couple of teleprompters. I own the T3 and T12 teleprompter from DeskView, and among all the other things that have made life easier as a content creator this year, this is probably it. I've never owned one before, and the people who know me know how freakishly long it takes for me to record YouTube videos. All that changed once I started using these things. It might just also be because I suck at making videos, but it's cut down my shooting time significantly, and it keeps me wanting to make more YouTube videos, more content for you guys, which is great. Now, the main difference between the two is that the T3 is smaller, easier to set up, and what I would recommend for home settings, while the T12 is a lot bigger, more professional, and readable at further distances. Both work great with apps and come with remote controls too, which is awesome. I always tell people I never realized how much easier my life would be with a teleprompter. It works so well, and videos I've shot using it look so good and natural without even trying. I mean, I'm even using it right now. As a content creator, overhead and flat lay shots are almost always necessary, and for that, I specifically picked up the Manfrotto 420B. It's a light stand that you can also use as a boom arm and extends quite significantly both in height and horizontally. I use it as a boom arm for overhead lights, microphones, and it supports my APS-C and full-frame mirrorless cameras easily. It also comes with a sandbag that you can use to act as a counterweight if you need one. The Manfrotto 420B took the idea of a light stand and made it even better. I used to dread doing overhead shots, but this thing just makes it so easy. Speaking of taking things and making them better, the next item on this list is the Freewell Magnetic V&D system. Freewell, a company famous for their lens filters for all types of cameras, took the ordinary lens filter and made them magnetic. This particular set can be used as a 2-to-5 and 6-to-9 stop V&D. Flipping them over turns them into CPL filters. It has also a glow mist base that then turns your 2-to-5 and 6-to-9 stop V&Ds into a V&D and mist filter. It also has a stylish glass lens cap and comes in this very nice leather pouch, and I just love it when a product comes with its own bag or carrying case. Next item on my list is one I've always dreamt of owning. This is the Spyder Pro Monitor Calibration tool. As a creative, it's quite obvious how important it is to make sure that the colors you're seeing on your screen corresponds correctly to what you're printing and what other people are seeing on their screens as well. The Spyder Pro makes this very easy to do in the comforts of your own home. It's a professional monitor calibration tool that you just plug and play. You can get this with a few different packages, but I chose to go with a basic kit because it's all you really need in my opinion. Plus, it seems like it's always on a huge sale recently, so it's really a win-win situation if you ask me. I calibrated my MacBook Pro as well as the other monitors I use for work in a few minutes, and the colors look so much better now. Of course, this isn't a complete replacement for getting high quality monitors, but it will do wonders, so just keep that in mind. In the digital age where photos are all up in the cloud or apps, one of the most fun things I've done recently has been actually printing them out. And for small, postcard-sized prints, I got the Canon Selphy 1300. While I'm not really a fan of the name, this printer really surprised me with the quality of photos I was able to get. The Selphy 1300 is a small and portable Wi-Fi printer that doesn't use ink. While printing photos might sound like a thing of the past in this digital age, I've thoroughly enjoyed it and really helped me understand more about my photography in a way that posting on social media really hasn't. External monitors aren't exactly necessary, but if you're gonna get one, I don't think you can go wrong with the DeskView R6. DeskView was kind enough to send me one for testing and review, and I'm actually using it right now. And while I am in the process of doing so far, I'm loving it. It's made of high quality plastic and the design looks very professional too. This thing has a very responsive touchscreen, which surprised me as I didn't expect it to work so well. It has a 2800 nits LCD brightness, which is awesome to use in daylight, and it's got a lot of different features you need in an external monitor like false colors, scopes, and most of all, the ability to load LUTs directly onto the monitor so you get a good idea of how your final image will look like, which is a feature I'm really excited for because I shoot in log format all the time. This year, I've been lucky enough to have been sent a few different lights by WeLight. Let's start off with the WeLight SO5. This is a pocket RGB light, which is the updated version of the SO3, but at similar prices, it's hard to recommend the SO3 over the SO5. I'd go for the SO5s. It's brighter, it's got a bigger battery, and most of all, a control panel and LCD at the back so you can use it even without the app. The next one is the WeLight K21 RGB tube light. Tube lights or wands have grown increasingly popular over the year, and the K21 is one of my most used lighting equipment. It's magnetic, so I can stick it to a lot of places too. Like the SO5, it's RGB, it's got a control and LCD panel at the back, and it's just a lot of fun to use. I only wish WeLight comes up with a longer version of the K21 to rival that of something like the Nanlite Pavo tube lights. Another one of my most used lights is the WeLight WP35 RGB fill light. Probably the most impressively built light from their lineup in terms of materials. It comes with a barn door that makes it perfect to shape light, and like all other WeLight lights, it's also controllable via the app. Like the name says, it's a fill light, so I use it in conjunction with a main light or what we call a key light. This is the WeLight Ninja 200. It's a 60 watt bicolor light that's shockingly small and light. It comes with a whole range of accessories, a beautiful travel bag, and is easily one of my favorite gear for this year, hands down. While it isn't an RGB light, it's got a high CRI value like all Wii lights, and because it's so small and light, you can actually use it in a variety of different ways. I actually made a video about it, how you can use this one light in 7 different ways, so if you're interested, you can go check that out. I've grown to love Wii lights because not only are they packed with features you'll find in more expensive lights, they're also really competitively priced. There are 2 lenses I've used this year that's really at the top of my list, and that's none other than the Sony E10-18mm f4 OSS lens and the Viltrox 50mm f1.8 FE lens, which I'm using right now. This Sony 10-18 is an ultra-wide angle lens that has a fixed f4 aperture that might not sound exciting for you bokeh lovers out there, but it takes really sharp photos and it's a great lens for video too. It's an APS-C lens, yes, but I like calling it a Sony's secret full-frame lens because you can actually use it on a full-frame camera too. And before you go and say, of course it's gonna work because it's an E-mount lens and you can interchangeably use APS-C lenses with full-frame lenses on Sony, blah blah blah, you can actually use this lens at around 12 to 13mm without going to Super 35 mode on a full-frame camera. It's a really great lens that gives that very vloggy look and feel to your videos. If you don't believe me, you should go out and try it. The next lens was sent to me by Viltrox. This is the 50mm f1.8 FE lens that I'm using right now. All metal build with a huge focusing dial and stepless aperture ring, and like all other Viltrox lenses, autofocus is fast and the images you get are beautiful too. Viltrox makes really great budget lenses by sacrificing weather sealing most of the time and maybe a few coatings, but if you're starting out and looking for a great alternative to the infamous Sony 50mm f1.8 FE lens, this is the lens I'd look at. Great image quality without breaking the bank, and if you're interested, I have a special discount code that you can use once you go through the link in my description too. Moving on to cameras, let's start with a couple of action cameras. Although I've never been much of an action camera guy, I've added 2 action cameras to my kit this year, and if you're looking for one to check, then you might be interested in the DJI Action 2 and the Insta360 ONE RS. The DJI Action 2, which I actually won as a prize in the 7th DJI Skypixel competition this year, is a camera that shoots beautiful 12 megapixel photos and up to 4K 120 FPS videos. It's a modular camera that uses magnets to attach secondary accessories like additional batteries, or in my case, a secondary screen module. It's made of high quality metal, a very responsive touchscreen, and the UI that's simple to use. My favorite thing about it is that I can use it even without the secondary screen, and I can use this as a POV camera with a magnetic necklace accessory that comes with it. So if you're into street photography POV videos, then you might really be interested in this one. The Insta360 ONE RS, on the other hand, is one of the most exciting pieces of tech I've ever used. And like the DJI Action 2, it features a modular design, but this thing takes modularity to a whole new level. You can literally swap out everything about the camera, from the lens to the battery, even the processor itself if you want to. And it's also waterproof. It shoots photos at a whopping 48 megapixel using the 1/2 inch sensor that comes with a 4K boosted lens. It can shoot 6K videos, 4K up to 60 FPS, as well as 200 FPS slow motion in 1080p. There's also a lens module you can get that they co-engineered with Leica that features a 1-inch sensor. So if you want to get even better image quality and better low light performance, you can go that route. However, the lens I've been using on this one is this 360 lens. It's the main reason I wanted to get it. And if you haven't used a 360 camera before, you are in for a treat. The 360 lens module lets you shoot everything around you without worrying about framing or capturing stuff, and it lets you edit them later on in post in whatever way, whatever framing you want to. While using it with a selfie stick usually turns me into a full-blown Asian tourist, footages you get are magic because the stick is invisible because of the camera's algorithm, which makes for some pretty interesting videos. Finally, for the best piece of gear of 2022 that I got, my favorite purchase this year. This is the Sony RX100 Mark VII. You know how they say that the best camera is the one you have with you? Well, this is the camera I never ever leave without. The RX 107 is a high-end point and shoot that looks like a tourist camera that does a lot of stuff that even my bigger cameras can't. As a full-time cool dad, I don't always have the luxury of swapping out lenses as I once used to, so it's a good thing that the RX 100 Mark 7 comes with an astounding 24 to 200mm lens. Yep, you heard that right, a 24 to 200mm lens that literally fits in the palm of your hand. It's an f2.8 to 4.5 Zeiss lens that delivers really beautiful images, and I'm pretty sure you won't easily be able to tell apart from photos I took with my other bigger cameras. The RX 100 Mark 7 has been called a baby A9, which is one of Sony's top-of-the-line flagship cameras because it can do almost everything that camera can in such a small package. It has a stacked 1-inch CMOS sensor, a pop-up viewfinder, a flip-up screen, shoots 20 FPS continuous shooting with no blackout, 7 frames, 90 FPS single burst mode, oversampled 4K footage, shoots S-Log HLG, has digital active stabilization, can shoot high-speed video up to 1000 FPS, a built-in intervalometer, a microphone jack, and comes with Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. The only thing it can't do is last for an entire day. Since it's a really small camera, it also comes with a really small battery, but it's not really a problem as it's so easy to get more of those anyway. Honestly, I think if I was gonna buy a new camera today, I was gonna start my YouTube journey for 2023, this is probably the camera I would get, unless maybe the Sony RX Mark 8 comes out. I don't know. More and more on days that I don't really feel like bringing a big camera, this is the one I use. This is the one camera I can't ever leave home without, and it's a camera I'd use out of all the cameras I own if you ask me to pick just one. It's just simply that good. These are some of the best camera gear I've used in 2022, and I've shared with you some of the best standout features and my personal experiences using these products. These are stuff I actually own and really stand by with, and this list covers a wide range of prices from budget options to more exciting and expensive stuff like cameras and lenses, which I know we're all pretty excited about. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know in the comment section below which one you think is the best on this list, or if you already have one on it. My name is Justin, and if you like this video, then check out these other videos I have on my channel. Don't forget to hit the like button and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching and happy holidays.